Hello, I'm Eagle Gardens 1 on Instagram, and this is episode 825.1. Of course, this is a Weed Nerds World. Mr. Smiley's Gardens, hopefully loading up his stuff as I let him in. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Hopefully you guys have had a great week. What's up, Marsh? I see Kazoo. Oh, what's up, brother? I'm trying to get my chat popped out, brought into the right place. What's up, A Nova? Damn it, chat's too late. James E. Weaver in the house. How are you doing, Marshall? Hopefully you're doing well. Bam. Oh, yeah, can't go live chat. Don't forget to live chat, please. So care. What up, Smiley?
I was fucking rolling it down and it's just sticky. It's all in my hand.
Sticky's always a good problem to have.
Yeah, but it gets frustrating trying to roll with it. Keep sticking to your finger and shit.
Life could be worse. Life could be worse.
Right, yeah, true.
So how was your week, man?
Yeah, it's been a week, you know. Not bad.
Right on. Man, I'm so grateful for this little upswing in the weather.
No.
I will take it. I don't know when it happened, Smiley. Exactly. I can't pinpoint the moment, but I don't think I like snow or cold weather anymore.
Yeah, join the club.
Yeah. It just happened. I don't know when.
Shit, the other day the wind would just go right through you. To the bone. We're just at the beginning of it though, brother.
Right. I hear, from what the weatherman says, we're in for a light year this year, so I don't know. So what you smoking on tonight?
So I was trying to get chat up and get on live chat, all that. Countdown is what I rolled up.
Countdown.
What about yourself?
I'm not quite sure. It was a gift package from California.
Oh, nice.
From my Truth there. I'm not sure what it is. Truth and Ben, or Brian. Brian's his name. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully gonna do an episode at some point.
No.
SoCal popping in.
So do you got some clones in mind that you wanted, or?
I'd have to see what the library consists of to be that picky. But I'm just grateful for anything, you know. I'm
Right
sure
now?
you're not holding on to shit over there. You know what I mean?
Well, right now I got clones that were rooted that I was just taking. I always take extras, so I got an extra Ghost OG and a peanut butter jelly breath I was going to bring in. Both of them are really loud. So.
Right. I'd say no to that peanut butter and jelly bread.
Yeah. But I was looking closer, and I could probably get you a blue lime pie or a crippy as well. So.
Right on.
I would say any clone that comes out of Smiley His garden is going to be fucking fire.
I agree. Cheers, SoCal. How are you tonight, man?
I'm fucking frozen. How you guys doing?
Is it cold out there?
I went up. I've been leaving the house at 4:45 every morning, going up to my deer hunting spot. I got up there this morning and there was all this fucking white shit everywhere. I don't know what the fuck. Like I thought somebody spilled a bunch of cocaine, but like the entire forest was full of that white shit.
You can keep
My
all
fucking
that.
Southern California was not prepared for that.
Keep it. It left here and went there, huh? Is that how that worked? We just
pretty
changed.
much.
That's awesome.
Pretty much. It was with the wind chill up there this morning. It was 14 degrees.
That's crazy. I need to take this earbud out here. So when was the last time you seen 14 fucking degrees?
Today. Before that,
I was just gonna say that.
I was today.
I told you.
Right. That meant, you know what the fuck.
I was today years old when I experienced 14 degrees.
Yeah.
It's the cool phenomenon. And you know what? I always found this one out was like super, super cold. Like for whatever reason, like any lights, like building lights and shit, like it looks like they go straight up. Like there's like a beam that goes straight up. It's the weirdest phenomenon, but there's something about the crystals in the air or something about it. But that's when you know it's real.
Yeah, the way it reflects. Yeah. There's one of my neighbors, I don't know, quarter mile down the road, has like a giant ass flagpole with the big old spotlight on it. And anytime it drops below like 45, 50 up here, that thing looks like a freaking searchlight up into the sky. It's actually pretty cool.
Same here. There's a fucking. This is kind of funny. I'll take it for what it's worth, but this is my take on it. All right. I didn't understand this at first. I guess this is a thing. This is a thing. So over the last year up here in Holton Lake, I will protect the innocent, I guess. Anyways, like it'd be that hard to like put this together. A new camper place come in and put up this massive flagpole, and it was up for the longest time. And then this fucking like crane truck pulls up with American flag down the side, and they put up. I took pictures of it like 4th of July. This amazingly massive, beautiful American flag. And then fucking they put it about a month later. They put up another fucking flagpole. And we were like anxious. We were, what the fuck? How are they gonna outdo this? Massive flag they got going here. So months pass, and recently they put up a giant Michigan flag. Beautiful flag. So this is what the funny thing about this story is, I guess there's it's a camper thing. I don't know if it's like American flag, the American pride thing, go see America, but I guess like that's their thing. Like the bigger the flag, whatever. So then there's a camper place across the street, and this giant flag was like, it's a bigger penis thing, is what it is. God damn it! When you come down to just put it, apples for apples, oranges to oranges. It's a bigger penis thing. So they put up this big, massive flag, and made the other guys look like. And then they brought in this giant Michigan flag, And then all of a sudden, we had some whatever happened recently, and they were lowering the flags, and they couldn't lower their flag because it was too big and massive. So I'm thinking somebody said something, some vets or something said something to somebody, but now the massive flag is gone. And I think
It's probably some parent.
I think there's a little bit of reduction happening there, is what I think is going on there. They're gonna make it bigger, but not as big, but still bigger than that, guys. Is what's going on there, is what I think's happening. But yeah, when they put them things up though, same thing, man. You could see it shooting into space, these fucking flagpoles and shit. These LEDs, that's what they are too. Is some fucking powerful LEDs that are them ones that are advertised on TV for 5 miles and shit. How can them things even be safe for fucking like planes and shit like that? It seemed like you'd be spotting planes like you spotting deers with them fucking lights and shit.
Right. Well, here's the thing though, is like they say, oh yeah, you can see it from 5 miles away, but you go out in the middle of fucking nowhere in the pitch black, you're gonna see any light from 5 miles away.
True that. Them lights are pretty bright though. Some of them new flashlights, incredibly bright.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some out there that they're claiming were like, the light's bright enough and hot enough to start fires. I'd kind of like to put that theory to the test.
Like you can focus it down to a laser, fucking light shit on fire.
I'm not sure exactly. It was one of those, you're like, I'm flipping through the TV, and it was one of those little, like quick promo commercials on one of the shows on the hunting channel.
I bet we're not far off from making lightsabers.
Right. I mean, we got the technology already. It's just a matter of scaling the actual laser down to fit in, a baseball bat sized handle.
Oh, you'd sell the shit out of them.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone wants a lightsaber.
You think the fucking emergency room would be full of people with one arm and shit?
You're like, well, your arm's gone, but it's already cauterized, so we can't do much.
Missing some
Here's
toes.
the Tylenol and a lollipop.
There'd have to be some kind of child safety on it. The kid just pushed the button, cat's dead and shit.
You think it would come with like, say, you ever seen one of those like wheels some people ride? I forget what they're called, but they're just one big fat wheel and people ride them around.
Oh, yeah.
A learning curve on them. So you can't get on that thing and just take off full blast. You gotta like graduate and teach yourself how to fucking control this thing as you go along. So I wonder if it'd be something like that. You'd have to teach yourself to fucking control it, as you go. You wouldn't give it your full power right away. So like your lifesaver would have like, you know what I mean? You'd have to ease into full power. At first it'd be like just the old like boom, boom, bump into shit. And slowly as you learn how to control it, you'd be able to fucking cut shit. You know what I mean? A little bit of child safety there. I don't know.
Right.
I'll be fucking writing my initials and all kinds of shit.
Keep one in the car for those people that cut you off. Just come up next to them and like carve a hole in their door.
Yeah, they'd be fun to play with, that's for sure. Trying to keep up in chat, man.
It'll happen 2 years from now.
2 years? That's a pretty short time
A
span.
few years. That's an indeterminate time. Gives the impression of a short period.
I don't know, man. I was watching a thing the other day, yesterday, on Cold Fusion TV. That guy's does some pretty good interviews. But he did this thing on AGI, which is like a smarter version of AI. It's like a super. So there's been a bunch of shit in the tech world and then drama, but they think this like they've invented this AGI that is fucking like out of control and may threaten humanity already, and they're like afraid. Well, there's rumors that they're afraid to like tell people that you know they've made this fucking thing.
Oops.
Pretty much, yeah.
AI is pretty crazy stuff, but I don't see it really taking off until they can get that like quantum computing shit down.
Well, that's what they're saying. This is already kind of like there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like almost like borderline not be able to shut it down type shit. That shit's scary as hell. I don't know. Even the Zoom now, when I fire it up there, it's asking me if you want to fucking an AI like co-host companion to help out, and I'm like, fuck no, no, I don't want an AI co-host. No, thank you.
That's crazy. I don't know, man. They've been doing that shit for a little while, though. The little, what was that, Microsoft had that little paperclip dude that would fucking pop up.
Watson, wasn't
Yeah,
that
I don't know if that's like technically full AI or whatever, but those were like the little helper dudes and shit on the computer. But I don't know, man. And what the whole thing about AI, like, yeah, I guess, you know, if it wants to take over and is capable, it would probably be able to, you know, if it starts launching nuclear missiles, it's going to be super shitty. But I don't see how, I guess the learning capability that they talk about of it is, that's crazy to me. Or that I can't get my head around, you know what I mean? Like supposedly that thing will learn like what, I forget what he said. Like it was 1,000 scholars would do in 20,000 years. That thing will do in like a week or something. So
trying to keep up in chat too. Krokowski asked me how I was doing.
I'm pretty sure Elon Musk was developing like anti-AI AIs though.
He was the one that answered that company when they had just see they had like this weird thing that happened with this company. I can't fucking for the life of me remember the name of the company. They're the leaders right now in like AI technology, and they're the ones that's kind of they're the ones that invented the chatbot GPT. And so something happened. They fired the fucking CEO, and there was a ton of internal backlash. People quit. Da, da, da. They appointed a couple other people in his place. They all lasted like a day. There was like an uprising, and suddenly that guy was back and now working with Microsoft and shit. And yeah, so this all transpired in like a week, and they honestly think that it is all about this problem AI that they've created. And like
I seen something too about a huge boat that they built or there's a design for that can be like fully sustainable. It's got its own like power generation, all that shit, and then they can just load it up with all this computer servers, and then that can float around in the ocean and be not subject to any law. It's like international.
it's crazy.
Yeah, so they can develop the AI outside of regulation from any country or something. That's fucked up, man.
I kind of think that's happening with other stuff already.
Well, and what's to stop other countries from doing this shit too? You know what I mean? Like, okay, I always thought
Right.
like with the emissions and the regulations we do here, which is great, right? We've got to try to be better at saving them, protecting the planet, but like that doesn't matter. That doesn't change what happens on the other side of the planet. You know what I mean? Like, so all of a sudden, China just does what they want. Like all the manufacturing that went up, it's because they don't regulate like we do, and you know what I mean. So yeah, you could produce a lot cheaper because you don't have all the red tape. Like,
Yeah.
the insane.
Yeah, we can do all we want, but it's not going to matter.
Yeah, the insane part to me though is then they still have to load all that shit on a big ass boat and ship. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, it's getting freighted over on these boats or whatever. And it's like, because I remember back in the day when I was doing running the auto shop, like there was like these rotors that were brake rotors that were coming out of Japan, and at the time, I would say average price of a brake rotor was maybe $20-$30, $25-$30, right in that range. And these things were like fucking $8. And they always blew my mind. It's like, how the fuck would they, manufacture, forge all that shit,
Send it across the world.
yeah, like ship it that fucking far, and then from there, it's got to get distributed to whoever, to all the parts places, and all the middlemen that are involved, and it's still fucking only $8. Like, what was that thing, like 50 cents when they fucking finished it? Like, what the fuck?
Right. Yeah, but here's the thing: are you going to trust an $8 brake rotor?
No, they were shit.
In the binge.
That's why they were $8.
Right.
Oh, you can't get a fucking hub assembly right now for nothing that'll last more than a year, it seems like. 2 years tops. I got to change them on my truck like religiously. I mean, I've got it down to a process. You can't even get good parts anymore.
Get the Timken. Spend the money.
I've spent the money and I still can't.
Really?
The roads ain't that bad up here. But yeah. Cheers, Carlton. How are you this evening, brother?
Cheers, gentlemen. Good to see you. Cheers, Eagle. I was just gonna say you ain't spending enough, I guess. It seems like it takes more money to get quality anymore.
It's true. It's true.
Yep.
Talking about fucking Plum Island and chat.
Do you think that's gonna shift? Like, where I don't know, like it used to be a whole thing, like, buy American made and all that. Remember that? Like in the 80s and shit? That was like a big.
I think that's going to come back real strong at a point.
You think so?
Yeah.
I'm actually already seeing a lot of American made products and companies evolving, and they are really exploding success wise. Like they're really blowing up. So yeah, I think that's a trend, and I think it's going to continue. Because you look at all this cheap stuff we're getting from China, and our relationship with China isn't getting.
Well, if anything, I think the whole pandemic incident there from the last few years should have taught us that, we need to in-house some shit before we find ourselves in a giant pinch like that, like we did, empty shelves and shit. So I hope to see a big influx of a lot of, we can't even do it for sure.
There's a reason we always did that way back. This is a new thing where we've decided to outsource everything. Yeah, it's not good for our security, for our own well-being.
Well, generations coming out of the wars, they were probably like, the world wars, all that. They realized that the resources were huge commodities.
Sure. At one point, like early World War II, I think it was, you couldn't even get copper. They took all the copper for aircraft, weapons, all that kind of stuff. Couldn't make anything with copper. So there's like an era there where manufacturing anything that was made with copper, they used aluminum for cable instead. They just replaced what they couldn't make with copper with other stuff, because it was all that resource was sent all toward the war effort.
Yeah, it's crazy. A different time, though. Now, I mean, really, like, I don't know. I guess I don't know much about the history, but what I recall about it was like, yeah, like China wasn't doing so hot until that treaty was signed to allow manufacturing to start going over there, and that was like all of a sudden then they became our, you know, they were like making all this shit that they were sending over to the U.S. and our economy, and that basically enabled their economy to be built, you know, because now people had jobs, they were doing shit, they were having money, you know.
They became our debtor for sure. And not only that, in the last decade or decade and a half, they've actually been collecting and sequestering a huge amount of gold in various places, some of it near some of their big airports. So I think they're actually looking to be the next gold backed currency. And now they kind of own us in debt.
They've owned us for a long time. That's why the whole tariffs. That's why we fucking started making tariffs. So I have all that shit went overseas because they came to us and said, "Hey, we want our gold." They went to the Federal Reserve and they went, "You know what? Because we sat on most of the world's gold, and then Russia wanted some. China decided they were going to claim some, and you know what happened? We were and you know the fucked up, and this is the part that what's wrong here moment is see at one point we ran like a gold backed dollar, so I can see them wanting to sit on that, going, yeah, we got to pump out all, you know what I mean? We got it all backed by this. Them to doing the whole sliding glass mirrors bullshit, but now we don't have a fucking gold backed dollar.
19,
So now these countries have stepped in and asked for their gold back, and we should have no excuse to go, all right, there you go. Thank you for banking with us. But what happened was we were like, okay, we will give you some now and some 2030, and then some, and we'll have the rest by 2050. And then we allowed, and then on top of that, we were like, well, we'll let you also have a little political influence on what's going on here. We'll ship jobs off to your country because we don't have your shit. This is the best we can do. And that happened. That's why a lot of these treaties and whatnot happened. So, because we just couldn't give them their shit. They wanted it a long time ago, and we just couldn't give up, you know. So we did it in politics. Well, we bargained, we bartered.
well, and then the other thing we did in there too, on top of the stupid gold thing, was we undocked from the gold standard for our U.S. dollar. That collapsed our actual financial real value of the dollar. And then we went to oil as a base point for our dollar. And now we're kind of gearing away from that for some weird thing. It's like we're just going downhill fast. It's like, holding assets that's a real asset. Like a bag in your hand is worth somebody's promise from tomorrow way more.
Well, back in the day, that there were like the dollars were a silver certificate. You know what I mean? Like if you go back far enough, it was a silver certificate. It was actually worth that value of gold, of silver, or whatever, backed by the government and all that. So.
That's right. And then we went to fractional reserve banking, and then we only had to hold a certain amount, and then they kept inflating the amount you had to hold. And now it's like you don't really have to hold any actual value. We just keep inflating it, and now it's all digitized. And now it's all you can inflate it with a click of a button, and you can't even tell.
The sick part is the $1 trillion deficit, the national deficit. I remember that it was like 2 trillion was like the deal. Now it's like 20 all of a sudden. It's like, what the fuck, man? Like, I remember that shit under 5 at least. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, it's up. It's in the 30 neighborhood right now.
What the fuck? It's insane. That's like an incomprehensible number, dude. Like, it's.
Well, that's thanks.
Right.
That's thanks to the parties who like to give out lots and lots of money for nothing to everybody, and anybody who will give them a vote.
Anyway, we gotta come up with a better topic.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it right there.
yeah, I don't want to get started on that because I'll offend some people and piss some people off, and the show will probably get flagged.
So you guys got anything on your Christmas list? Any dream genetics light you've been dreaming about all year long? No, nothing.
Not really. I mean, I pretty much fucking somebody came through clutch all of a sudden and found the one I was looking for the last few years. So my Christmas ganja presents came early.
I filled my Christmas list early too.
Right on.
I get socks and underwear for Christmas.
I decided to ask for nothing like I usually do. And then I learned some shit this week about shoes. So I was been back and forth with the old chiropractor about like this training while I'm supposed to be working with them to straighten my shit. And I told him last week it was, I believe, that I had resumed training, yada yada yada. No good face. But the advice was, if you're gonna do this and go the long miles like that, change your shoes frequently. You gotta, treat yourself right like that and don't skip. And I was like, And I'm usually a cheap fucker like that, man. I don't usually splurge on, I don't care about footwear. I really don't. I go through it too fast. They really kind of cheap about it. But, I did step up a little bit during just before that race because it was such a big thing. But then I started thinking about what they had said and looked into it, and there's actually a number. You know what I mean? For a runner, they say that an average running shoe only is good for 300 to 500 miles, and just like a tire. You know what I mean? They're kind of suggesting even at that for best performance to trade in on that early or midway. Don't seek that in high mileage of them. And I'm like, really? I can kind of see it, but so I decided, that's what I was gonna do for Christmas was a pair of shoes. Fuck it.
You know what though? I can back you up 100% on that though with the hunting boot situation. It's kind of same basic
Hunting or work boot as far as that goes, I think.
Yeah.
Good footwear for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Important.
I've learned over this season that just spend the money up front, and because by the time you're done, you're going to spend 3 times as much on 10 different other things that don't work out.
And you'd be wearing crappy shoes the whole time trying to save money.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I just bought a pair of boots the other night, and I wore them out this morning for the first time, and it was like major difference. And I'm thinking, well, shit, I only got, one tag left. My other one's expired. That season ended. So why did I even spend the money? And then this morning I'm out there walking around. I'm like, okay, I get it. I don't have to lean up against a tree because my freaking back hurts.
And next year you're ready to go with a solid set that's worn in.
Yep.
Yeah, that runner footwear. I had a friend who was a big runner, and he talked about. I don't think he went over 200 miles on a pair of shoes. He was very adamant about changing them and how it felt on his feet and how much it affected his actual performance.
Well, as we were kind of talking, and I've learned, I almost wonder if I wouldn't have been in the boat that I'm in, seeing the kind of chiropractor, if I wouldn't have been such a cheap fucker my whole life. You know what I mean? Cutting that corner.
It made me think of a few other things. What are you doing to support glutathione? How much native inflammation do you have? There's a couple other things there that might be part of what's behind the whole problem equation, so to speak.
Right on, right on. Oh, there's tons. Yeah. Tons
Yeah,
of
I know, dude. I've spent a lot of time in my life getting my health back or healing from injuries and all that kind of stuff. It's like the better you get at healing, the better off your life's going to be.
the chiropractor is like rolled their eyes because there's a point where I've gotten so used to my hips being like off kilt that I've learned to just like throw that leg when it hurts.
You tend to learn to live with it too easily, and then you stay out of alignment for longer, and then it doesn't go back in as easily, stay in as long. Yeah, I know that cycle.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, or you just say fuck it and deal with it, and don't do anything about it, and you subconsciously are using that differently and throw things even more out of whack.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, it starts out with like a hip issue. Next thing you know, your back hurts, then your shoulders hurt, then your neck's messed up. Next thing you know, you can't. Now your shoulder hurts when you sleep. Now that hurts. Now you pull that out. Next thing your whole body's all screwed up.
Eagle, you ever try like doing yoga or like stretches like that, or because a lot of them stretches are actually like when you do them both ways are designed to kind of like get your skeleton in a position, and that's why it's popping because like, things are going back in alignment. You know what I mean? Like,
Chiropractor tried to tell me, an angel, that because we could both go at the same time. Fucking that noise, that pop you're hearing, is a release of gas, basically a spine fart. And I'm like, I didn't believe that. Yeah. So,
Hey, what? I got one of those things that those deals that you hang upside down by your feet. Those things work pretty well too.
You hang up. I've owned one at one point, and back to your answer, yes, Smiley. Last night I was fucking yogaing the fuck up. If you can believe it or not, fucking cobra position back here, fucking trying to arch that back. I got a yoga ball back there, foam roller, fucking you name it. At this point, I just told Angel the other day, God damn it, I needed to start fucking getting up and like doing some yoga or stretching before the day, because right at this point, there's that just warm up part of the day where I'm just stiff as a fuck. But midday, I'm all right. So if I just get up a little bit earlier and do a little bit of stretching, it might make my day so much fucking easier. Cheers, Blue Kiss.
Hello. How's everybody tonight?
Oh,
Doing well.
Yeah, I was listening to you talk about your exercise regime, and of interest to me, no doubt, because I'm of an age, and I was broken there 2 years ago and didn't heal very well with my femur, and I joined an aquatic gym, and I do yoga 5 times a week and water exercise 4 times a week. And when I joined, I had a very distinct limp, and I hurt every day, and I still can feel where I broke my femur, but I don't hurt I hurt today just because my knees sometimes, they're old, they'll spit it up, But for the most part, because it's not the high impact anymore, I'm in deep water, so I can do whatever. It's a great workout. Just got to keep from drowning. It's pretty easy. Just don't drown. No, actually, you do work out, but
you don't want to pull those freaking life jacket on.
there is one person on the classes, the deep water classes, that wears you can wear the thing around the waist, but I go in mostly for core workout anyway, because once you got a tight core, you can pretty much, my legs and arms are naturally strong, and I do work them too, but for the most part, we don't naturally have a strong core. We have to work at it to make it strong, and so I work my core, and the stuff that comes after it, not a problem. It's just, but yoga is an issue or I shouldn't say an issue, it's a challenge, because I do have a little bit of balance issues, and that's actually how I broke my femur, but working on that too. Watching my yoga teacher go into positions that aren't natural to human beings, but hey, I try. Some of it's like, how does she do that? Can't do that. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I'll tell you what, it sounds really counterintuitive, but if my back hurts and my knees are all locked up, my shoulder hurts or whatever, and I go out and get on the dirt bike for a while and go ride through the desert for half the day,
yeah.
I come back and everything feels stretched out, loosened up. My spine feels like,
you're
I had a
slapping it
freaking
about.
pressure watch. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Twisting and turning and
Hey, step
popping
in his phone
everything,
like this. Yeah. And the
Yep.
chiropractor is a great tool, but I don't believe that it does give you long-term benefits if you don't keep going. My daughter actually works for a chiropractor, and I have the benefit of being on her family plan, so I can go as much as I want. I could go every single day if I wanted, and I feel great the first day, second day, but the third day I want to go again because things are just rehitching where they used to be.
Well, I'm a big advocate of fucking just what's wrong, trying to isolate the problem and rebuild those muscles. There's usually it's at some point of the muscles have deteriorated or you're not using them,
That's
or
exactly it. Yes.
and even in the chiropractic end of it, man, to keep that alignment, you got to rebuild those muscles to kind of pull everything and keep everything back into place. So.
I agree. That's why I do it two-prong with the exercising and the chiropractic. But having said that, it does help. It really does. But yeah, chiropractic is bone and the exercise is the muscle, and you got to work them together. Yeah, counterintuitive, as you say. You're not going to get full benefit of what you're doing. But then I also have this humongo hot tub with a waterfall that beats the shit out of my shoulders. I just love that thing. That's worth the price of admission just for that waterfall.
On the flip side of that chiropractic thing, my shit's never been so loose in my life, man. Like before, I was at least stiff and had to deal with it. Once I started going to chiropractor, man, it seemed like it broke all the shit loose. That was, you know what I mean? And now it's like just being pushed back and forth to where it was at least solid and fucked up before.
Feeling more fluid all over does really make a difference. I mean, you go to a Billy Strings concert, you don't dance as much like a geek as you would if you didn't have it worked out. I'm not saying anybody danced like a geek, but there may have been a few on the left side of me. They look like them ear things. I'm like, holy man, where'd you guys learn that dance move? It's fun though. I had a good time. I managed to get my selection in for the Thanksgiving coming up here in December in 2 weeks, a week and a half. I think it's the 11th. Whatever, the 9th or 11th, whatever is a Saturday.
The 9th.
Thank you. Miley, did you get your selection in?
Yeah, I did.
What did you choose this time?
I put in Ghost OG, Platinum Cake, and for the Michigan bread, I put in my Purple Punch back crust, which we named My Punch, like MI Punch.
Sounds good.
It is really good, actually. So.
It does. It sounds good. Sounds like I got some competition, although I don't actually enter it thinking I'm going to win, because I know even as I do good, well, however good I've done, everybody else in my area has also done pretty much. So it's not like I've got any kind of advantage like I do over the tent people. I mean, everybody's doing the same shit I'm doing. So it's a matter of how much better are you doing it and how much better is your genetics. And I'll be happy.
Everybody did have a really nice year that I saw outdoor.
I did. I had a beautiful year. Beautiful year. Mm-hmm. I personally went with a bread classic. It's not a classic yet, but it will be Moonbow, which is Skittles by Dosido. And that's what I'm going to be smoking now, since I think about it.
We were just talking about that the other day, how they'll do like good seasons and bad seasons for wines and shit. It's gonna definitely be that way with outdoor cannabis. So it's
I
cool.
can't wait. It's gonna be a good time. I'm looking forward to this one.
Are you going to that one? Well, here?
Oh yeah.
I'm actually a listed
Allegedly?
judge for the competition.
I don't know. That seems like a conflict of interest with all your friends that have things in there.
It's a blind. That's a beautiful thing.
Blind, yeah.
Yeah.
It's all just numbers.
Well, you know what mine smells like.
I know nothing.
Smiley's up.
I know nothing. Nothing.
Is that the same platinum cake you've been running for a while?
Yeah, it's the diamond, you know.
I actually
Okay, yeah, that one.
Sorry, baby.
I've sampled that one, and that shit kicked my ass.
Yeah, and outdoor this year did really nice. It falls to it. Unfortunately, and one downfall of it is it does fall victim to like powdery mildew. But this year, no, and it got knocked down earlier. So maybe if I had left it go longer, it might have.
I don't know, man. One of my storm shadows is going to be pure hash. It's not going to be smoked at all. It just was, the water was just, it didn't get bud rot, but it's not beautiful weed. And I've had two of them out that I went until the 28th of October with them. I was really shooting for Halloween, but it was not to be. And one of them did much better than the other. Neither one of them are beautiful weed anymore. They were a lot prettier. I took down a couple branches real early before the rain really came in. But going that extra really did make a difference in the actual weed. It knocks me on my ass.
Yeah, that's one thing. They did it. They did. I didn't pick the harvest date. That was picked by.
Yeah.
Through, but it still came out really nice. So.
Yeah, that's what, it's just a matter of how heady it's going to be and how sedative it's going to be. And I like both things, man. I don't care. I guess I'm just a weed junkie, a weed nerd junkie.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
The Ghost OG is still the one. Like I don't know. It's not. It breaks the stereotype for me. Like it's not the frosty looking bud. Like it's all like orange hairs and you know what I mean. The bud actually like has a total different structure than some of the shit that's real popular right now. Like, you gotta have frost rails and it's gotta be just
yeah. I don't subscribe to things having to be really really frosty because that's not that big an indicator of how good a buzz it's going to be or how good a taste it's going to be. It just isn't. Things that I think are just going to knock me on my ass because I've seen pictures and they are just all over the place. And then you smoke it and it's like, meh, it's okay. Yeah, it's sticky. It's okay. If I'm going, it's okay. It is just okay.
Well, and that's the thing. Like the Ghost is like the smell is really loud. It's smokes really loud. It almost makes your eyes water if you're gonna try to like trim it wet or whatever. It's kind of one of them. But yeah, and then like it just doesn't have the look. It doesn't have the bag appeal as far as that goes. But like people usually
that doesn't matter the minute you put a light to it. Does it really matter what that bag looked like?
Right? The people that smell it too, they don't care what it looks like no more or whatever. But
yeah, you can have all the colors of the rainbow and think you're cool, but if you don't get me high, I don't know what the difference is,
Yeah. It's definitely an old school, like OG. It gets you super stoned. It's
yeah, cool. That's my kind of guy or girl. Yeah,
right. It breaks that stereotype. It's not the Instagram looking one.
Yeah. I don't grow I can't grow Instagram buds outside. I mean, some of them do look Instagrammy, but even so, it's not. Yeah. That's what I said.
I don't know.
I love your Instagram pictures, you guys. Don't get me wrong, but
I personally don't.
Nothing. Sorry, Bean.
I don't care if mine looks like the fucking TGA photos and posters that you see.
Yeah.
Hey,
I care how it smokes.
My pictures, damn
it.
Hey, Badger's using one of mine, but again, I that's not what really appeals to me. It's the taste, the smoke, and the high.
Yes.
Hey, I don't get a buzz
That's
from
not
looking
one
at this
factor,
shit.
it's a combination.
Roll it, buddy.
Right.
Hold up.
Bud porn's exciting, but it's not as good as the high. That's for sure.
Amen.
Yeah.
I agree 100% on that.
And I've seen some like bud porn stuff that, you take a hit of it and it's like you just inhaled fucking broken glass and razor blades,
Yeah.
I gotta hit the head, boys. I'll be right back.
I can't say that I've ever inhaled that, so I think.
And you never had harsh weed? Well, you are.
Razor blades and nails.
I know what he meant. He just meant it was harsh.
Yeah.
He's so full of hyperbole and over exaggeration. Razor blades, you say?
Right? It's like from a saw movie.
Damn, dude, I
Wow.
never done that.
Made you think about it though, right?
Yeah.
Made me think about passing it by.
There's nothing worse than the hot dabs, dude. The hot dabs will fuck you up bad. I've had that shit wreck my whole, not like that I was too stoned, but just I couldn't hardly fucking breathe my whole,
Yeah. It was a
not my
physiological thing, not
yeah,
a
it's like
high.
that lower part of your esophagus or whatever, just like right where it branches to your lungs.
I think I just broke something.
No, I can't even hit a joint. I'm gonna fuck off my ass off. That's the one that, yeah. And having that early on, kind of made me shy away from the whole dab scene for a while, dude. I was not into waxes.
Yeah, I got Mrs. Pergroli is who gave me my first dab, so of course it was correct and good, and I can't say I was addicted at that point to doing dabs because I did not like the technology of the torch. I still don't like the technology.
You feel like a crackhead or some shit, right?
Ding 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 ding. Yeah, and then somebody comes over to visit that has no cannabis culture.
Right, it totally
looks
looks like a crackhead. What are you smoking? What?
Not only do they think you're a crackhead, but they think you're a grade A king queen crackhead.
Yeah, high level crackhead, man. I didn't even see a fight like that.
I thought the e-nail would help with that, but all the e-nail did was made me feel more committed because it was out there. You know what I'm like? I'm like, it's on. I might as well hit it. It's going. Might as well, yeah. So I meant, yeah. The e-nail.
I hate to admit.
Bad. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead. I didn't mean to Buddy Kilowatt you. Go ahead.
I was done. Go roll with it, brother. Buddy's awesome.
You have a way with words, sir. You have a way with words.
I will say though, the evolution of the cold start dabs, I do enjoy the flavor. And,
that's how I do mine.
the craftsmanship that a lot of guys put into them. There's some really good shit out there. That's really good.
Michigan has got. In fact, I went to to drop off my selection, my entry tonight. I had to go to Horizon Hydroponics in Grand Rapids off Alpine there. And we had a hash washing seminar going tonight. So it's rewarding. And I ran into the dude, the corn-fed dread guy was there, and I said, hey, just want you I still see your IG stuff. You putting it up there. I just haven't been able to go. And a couple other people, just that, although West Michigan, 2 years ago, I didn't know hardly anybody here of West Michigan that was in the industry and doing stuff. It's because we were scattered and sucked up by the east side. No offense, east siders, but you guys are a lot. There's more of you by a lot. And it's so nice now getting out to go doing the events in my own town. I can't believe it. I never thought I'd see the day.
That was, I believe that was Geo Melts, which I can't think of the guy's name. And
Chris or Nick.
Yeah, it was Chris and his buddy that does the Geo Melts.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I don't know if that's Nick or not. There's two of them there. I think Lime's Rising Farm and the Country Roots are the ones that are sponsoring the
Sun grown event.
Sun grown, yes. And yeah, I know there's an association there because I actually took when I went to the DGC Cup last year, I loaded up at the event right before a couple 3 weeks before the DGC. We had one in the spring, and I loaded up with as many of the concentrates as I could afford to bring and to come down with me for representation. And I will be doing that again this year. So if any of you guys have some excellent hash that you would like me to shop out to the people in Colorado and thereabouts, let me know.
So Blue Kiss, I want to address the conflict of interest thing. So I believe two of you for sure have sat shoulder to shoulder with me while I went through my judging,
Yeah.
duties.
Above board all the way, Bubba.
You gotta admit, I am very fair and try to be very thorough.
Yes, I was pulling his chain, you guys. There's no conflict of interest. He would, even if he knew my bud or his bud, he would not put it above. He would do it if it's good, it's good. If it's not, you better step it up, fuckers. That's how that's
right. You'd probably judge it more harshly. You'd be like, what
yeah.
Riley,
You should have done better with this.
Fucking entry? How are you fucking entering this shit? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, all the shit. Why did you take this?
You don't even deserve it.
Wait a minute.
Did you run this year and you chose this? Really?
You're
I had you on my channel.
fucking
Later it'll
disqualified.
be like, how the fuck did you enter that shit when you had this other shit that I know you got? Like,
I know this is good. What the fuck is this booth?
I have you on my channel, and you bring me this crap.
That'll just be you. Mine is really good. You'll know.
I thought it was a hell of an honor to be asked for this in
That
particular.
is a good honor. But you have a good well, you must have a good reputation for being fair and honest amongst the people with the contests and the different
I've
competitions.
done a few this year.
And I think that once you do a few, you get known to being good for doing that. Finding a good judge isn't easy.
I try. You've sat next to me. I try to make it as very honorable as experience as possible.
So when you do those judging things, how long do they give you to go through everything and judge it?
Varies on the contest, to be honest with you.
He was lucky that he did concentrates.
I've actually been to some events where it was like crunch time, like Mendo Dope, one right after another.
Yeah, it's so hard to judge.
Yeah.
Near impossible, I would have to say. Even with the ones that we do, like the DGC, where you got a sampling of everybody's, fucking all day long smoking. You think you smoke a lot of weed till you have to smoke a lot of weed. Then you go, fuck, this is a lot of weed.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was going with it. Was like, okay, so what do they give you? Here's fucking 15 different samples. Have the results turned in tomorrow. Because at a certain point, you smoke a few, and then after that, it's just you're too goddamn high to fucking judge anything.
How many days do you got to judge?
I'm pretty sure the intention was to give the judges at least a week. But,
yeah, and I think they're going to have at least a week to do that, because I think today was the last day to get it in, today or tomorrow. I'm not sure which.
Well, somehow they got to be able to tally who's the top 10 and all that too before the show. So it's really almost going to have to be.
Yeah, last year we had 23 samples of flower, and I want to say 8 samples of concentrate. I don't think there was. I think those were the two. I think this year they've expanded the entries, the divisions, because there's edible one, and yeah, how you can judge edibles? You got to do it off site.
Right. But see, like say there's 10 entries, right? I would want 10 days to be able to go through each one. Smoke this one today and this one tomorrow. Because it's like you smoke 4, 5, 6 different things in a day. You don't know which one hit you where.
I don't mean to be mean about this, but some of those entries, and everybody put in a good effort. But some of those are clear winners and some of them are clearly not winners. And I will say that. And that's all I'll say. I'm not saying that mine were better or worse than anybody's, but I could tell my sample last year from everybody else's because I knew what I brought. And there were some I was just like, what the fuck am I?
Of course, you're gonna be able to spot your kid out.
Not necessarily. There was a
Come
couple
on,
I'm
girl.
going, is this mine? No, that's not true. Depending on your profile, you could run into, I did run into one, I go, this could be mine. No, I don't think this one's mine. And then a couple more up, I went, no, this one's mine. And but yeah, it's not that cut and dried. It's kind of like when you're taking your shit down in your dry room and you're going, oh shit, the tic tac fell out. What is this? Yeah, that's you with your shit that's been moved away and now you don't know what it is. I swear to God, that's how it is.
Seed germ rates so far, my autos have been 50-50, regular seeds 75%, but I've still got hope for that one. I still got hope for that one. I'm not gonna give up.
The sleeper. That's what you'll have to call it if it pops, the sleeper.
Yeah. That's usually the keeper, the runt.
Sleeper is the keeper.
Do you guys lean towards the runt? Anybody here lean towards the runt? That slow grower. Like,
I
you're
will
like,
give it every
"Man,
chance in the
just
world."
have it the next cycle.
I always let a runt survive, and yeah, I've had some interesting phenos come out. I had one out of a cross I did last year come out this spring, and it was just really slow, leggy, acted like a really like weird sativa, like almost Asian haze kind of style. And I was just like, what the frick is this? So I stuck it out over the summer, and it's in cure now. I haven't even tried it, but I'm curious to see how it came out because the plant kind of blew up at a point later in the season. It kind of took off and like acted more normal like the rest of the ones from that selection. But I don't know. I'm curious to see what it is. I have a feeling it might be more sativa leaning, which is kind of cool. I didn't get any pollen on it though, so we'll see. But yeah,
Oh, sorry. 2 years ago, I ran 2 white widows, and one of them was dwarfy out of the. I mean, it came up fine, and then it just stalled, and everybody's growing around. And it's like still there, and I'm like, well, you're not living, but you're not dying. And then at came time, everybody needed up pot except old Stolly, and I said, well, I'm going to up pot you anyway, a smaller pot, but up pot for sure. Maybe that'll do something. Oh, sure enough, whoo, just needed to have its roots. Something was in fucking up with its roots and just didn't want to go.
yeah, I had a stall.
Yeah, yeah. Come on.
I had one.
If
I
it'll
had one. It
survive,
was Holland. I had a Holland's Hope that I put out and outdoor, and it never got over 3 feet tall, and everything else was 6, 7, 8 feet tall, and that thing almost outproduced the freaking
Big
trees
one.
that were next to it.
You guys may already
So
make
after that,
calls on your outdoor this year, since we're talking about outdoor and most people. That's kind of why I was hinting for earlier when I asked anybody got anything on their Christmas list, because right about now people are thinking about that time of what they're going to put out next year. I mean, it's getting time to think. I know this shit's going by quick, but if literally, I mean, if you're outdoors right around the corner, really.
I was already putting it in my ass about next year, but now you got me nervous. You're right. Get rolling.
How early do you guys start your seeds? I mean, is it January for big trees, or you wait till March? Smiley even had some a little bit later. You going late May, June, just like a regular seed?
That's what I did this year, May and June.
I like to start my seeds in January if I can. Last year I got a couple in January, and then I had problems with my tent, and I had fungus gnats and propagation problems and stuff. But like this year, if I can get it right, yeah. To go outdoor, I want to be 3 feet high in a 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah, my clones were big. I had huge clones and little seedlings and in ground, and I had such a combination of sizes.
well, I've already got
They're
2
later.
purgatory outside.
But yeah, that early start is the yielder.
The big plants are just a lot of work too. You know?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
up on a ladder with Banana Bayou, and I did not like it.
I mean, you got to start climbing on a ladder to trim shit. That's a lot of extra work, dude, to climb up and down on a fucking ladder.
And
Try
when
to strong them, or like kind of put some type of support around a big plant like that.
I shouldn't feel like a monkey hanging. I'm hanging onto my fence and hanging on. I'm doing this and going, oh, I'm not going to fall off of here, and thinking, you could fall, you dumb old woman. Get down, just if I can get.
Right. And don't get me wrong, it is a badass sight to see when people do that.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know, my setup in the backyard, I wouldn't necessarily be able to. I think there'd be too much attention around it. I feel like I'm flying under the radar if I can keep the plants below the fence line, kind of thing, So
I'm in the middle of, well, not nowhere, but yeah, you got to come actually out to my grow to see my grow, or drone over it. Even when it's off the fence, it's not. Yeah, you still got to be out there to see it because of where it's at. So.
See, when you do have to climb up on the ladder to trim and take care of stuff, you get that stupid shit-eating grin on your face going, God damn, yeah, I got to climb a fucking ladder to deal with this bitch.
Yeah, until
it
you
is cool as shit, man. It is. You can't deny that. A fucking plant with a stem that's fucking big around at the base is fucking badass, dude.
I don't mind any of that. It's the trimming when you take that down that's the pain.
Right. Yeah, no, it's a lot. It is. That's all I'm saying. It's a lot,
Yeah,
So
my big
thinking, I'm going to start one like 2 foot tall in June, then you better be ready because it's going to go. They usually do, But that's why I start mine. I'll start a seed like late June, or even July 1st.
June 9th was my latest seed pop.
And then I get a nice little bush. If the plant's pretty vigorous, like the one I had, the peanut butter jelly breath, the circus cookies, like one of them just like boom, just dominated, and it was super vigorous. So I had a pretty good sized bush from it. So I don't know. I mean,
yeah, I always feel that if I don't have a seed that's started and 8 to 10 inches tall by like St. Patrick's Day, then I'm way behind the 8 ball.
St. Patrick's Day, I'm still thinking about what I'm going to put in my garden. No, that's not completely true. I usually have a good portion of my garden picked by early spring, but I always have the spots open for those that I want to get it. The last minute runners, they're going to get in there, and that's what I did this year. I picked up 4 clones at the DGC shout out to Hot Rod Head Stash. He gave me the Moonbow, gave me an RS11, gave me a Kept Secret, and he gave me the Fizz. And all 4 of those have Skittles as a parentage somewhere in there, and they've all got not the same flavor profile, but on the fruity end anyway from the Skittles. But I got the Moonbow in the contest.
Shit, I own the fucking growing weed too, just bringing me back to gardening in general, both for vegetables and ornamental flowers. Because, yeah, it was the same old shit. What do I do with the dirt? What do I do with the dirt? What do I do with the dirt? Oh, I'm gonna buy fucking big giant patio pots and fucking fucking raised bed out of the urn. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Fucking finding places to put it brought me back to, I'm gonna put some fucking cucumbers out there. I'm gonna do a tomato plant over there.
Use it, exactly.
Now,
This next year, I think I will be doing not a lot as many. I'll do about a third as many plants as I did this year, and I'll still be legal up till that legal point. So that should tell you what I did this year. Stupid. So yeah, I'm gonna have to be real choosy about what ones are gonna go in, and those other pots that I have left, and the extra dirt because it's all organic living soil. I'm just gonna use for my perennials because my perennial beds have taken a real hit. The flowers. Perennial flower beds. It's just horrible out there now. I'm ashamed. I wouldn't take anybody on a garden tour. They used to do them all the time.
you gotta wear the shame. You gotta wear the shame. It's never perfect all the time. So I'm in that right now. I got to show these plants that aren't healthy. They're struggling.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Be bold and be proud.
Oh, it'll be beautiful every
I love
time.
them.
Yeah.
People really appreciate the transparency and the honesty in that, though.
I would rather see somebody with a lot of skills that's struggling talk about their struggles and how they overcame them, and how even though this is going on, the plus side still came out to be this. And that's what helps the growers that really are learning and struggling get through their struggles, I think. When a Smiley's Garden says, yeah, I got some shit going on, I wish wasn't going on, but if I do this, this, and this, great smoke, ugly in the bag, but fuck that bag.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. This is what it is.
Yeah. That you got to give it over to Mother Nature when you go outdoors. It's just all you can do. Because if you try to control the outdoors, if you're the kind of person that needs a controlled grow, get your ass back in the house. That's all I'll say. Because you're not going to get it outside, no matter how type A and on top of it you are. You're gonna break your soul against those rocks that is outdoors. You go, yeah, I don't know why I didn't do what I wanted it to do.
Yeah. And I don't want to. I mean, I want to be honest about how I think the plants look too. Like, I don't want to like say, oh, they look beautiful, and it's pretty obviously they don't. So like, there's that side of it too. Like, it's just a balance.
Seem to be that said about plants that take it hard outside. The response gives you a better flower at the end.
Sometimes, I mean, I will say, like, these last few harvests I've had indoors, the plants have like yellowed out really early and like faded out, and the yields were down, but the flowers are so fucking sticky. It's insane. And they were totally frosted out, but yeah, their terps are there, and like the amount of trichomes is crazy.
Well, that's interesting. Antenna Seeds on, what was it, last week, and he was talking about flushing for a really long period of time at the end of his grow.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't prefer them to yellow out in like week 5. You know what I mean?
Me neither.
That's what these were starting to do, is like yellow, and it was after transition, or maybe
not a healthy and yellow. It's not the healthy and yellow 2 weeks later that you would have started getting.
Yeah, well, yeah, and that's just it. Like I week 7 or something on a
that sounds normal.
Harvest. Week 6 or something like that, I guess. But like
5 sounds awful.
I don't like them to have the leaves like actually dying off and shit.
Yeah, all ate up. The plants actually, the plant's just eating up the leaves because it needs something.
Yeah, you want that nutrient to carry through to get closer to the end there.
But yeah, there's kind of a fine line to it. I guess looking back on it, I was kind of trying to venture into like the minimal side of like trying to feed and do things. So maybe I got to
you're not going to be a minimalist next year, right?
I got to get a little more back on track with doing the different compost extracts, doing the different top dress, make sure I got nutrient in there and biology happening to make it all cycle. That's a big part of it too. What I've been falling away from is the consistency of that. You know what I mean?
I was going to say, it's so easy with that living soil when you get that system up and running and too nice and running well. It's easy to like forget a little bit and get a little bit lazy. I find that I've had that a couple times where I like, okay, it's tuned in and running good now, and then I kind of like lose attention on it a little bit, and then it kind of gets tweaked out. It's like, oh wait, we got to keep that
undialed.
Yeah, let's get that dialed back in. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Is some of that though? I mean, when I've talked to a lot of people about putting together these beds, not that I'm no expert, but I've asked a lot of questions. Fucking, how long, when is the sweet spot of a new bed? And most will say it's, a couple years into it. So is that what's going on here? You built these beds and you think, you're you're honing in or waiting for that sweet spot where everything kind of breaks loose. So you kind
What
of
you're doing is going
find
like
yourself
this,
in
and
that
then you hit
lull
a
waiting
high,
for
and then you
that.
twist on the way back down. You got to kind of, yeah. They're not going to last forever. Nothing lasts forever. Eventually, you're going to have to turn it out to the world and start again. But you know,
My experience with the raised beds is that like the second and third years were the absolute best I got out of those, and then it kind of started tapering it back down.
yeah, I would agree with that too.
So are you re-amending, or are you just trying to leave it?
No, I'm actually I'm trying to kill off my entire garden right now so that I can basically just chop and drop everything that's there and re-amend everything.
I was gonna say you can give it a rest, or you're going to rebuild, one of the two.
Yeah. But
Yeah, I'm gonna actually try to till everything in because a lot of the stuff is just a lot of my garden's not in beds; it's just straight into the ground. So all of those I just started this year. So what I'll do is I'll do one big giant till of all of that, and till in all my dry amendments, my compost, carbons, and just all of that stuff, and it'll kind of start that process over of everything breaking down and becoming one. And then this summer won't be that great with it, but next summer the garden will be popping. You'll throw a tomato plant out there and that thing will give you tomatoes for months and months and months, just a constant supply. And then you'll see it start kind of tapering off.
that was one thing that did make me kind of feel good, because I took all those pots from the barn and I put them. That was my tomato bed, and like the tomatoes were popping this year. We had a shit ton of them, and so many so that the old lady next door, like where it is in between our houses basically, so she has a view of it as well. But she made the comment, she's like, I've never been able to grow tomatoes that well around here, they just don't do that good for me. But wow, you sure got it figured out and shit. It's funny. But yeah, yep, grow tomatoes. That's what we've been saying for a long time.
Right.
Well, they're a lot like a tomato in a lot of ways. It's, there was a reason they picked tomatoes.
I'll tell you what, I still have peppers in my garden right now that I need to pick.
That's that Southern California life.
Did you have like some big ones? Did you grow some like beef, big beefy bitches there, big slicers, or what kind of tomatoes did you grow this year? Smiling.
Guys, I had a long day, so I'm going to cut out of here. So everybody have a good night. Good chatting with y'all. Peace.
Man.
Good to see you, Carol.
You popping in, man.
Cheers. Cheers, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Peace.
Thanks for stopping, man.
Anytime.
I grew all Romas this year, Eagle. So we had all sauce type tomatoes. But trying to think, San Marzanos, that was the market type one that I got. And I could tell that they're supposed to be sweeter or whatever too. We tried separating them, but anyway, we ended up with too many. It didn't necessarily work out that way, but they were like uniform shape. They were really nicely uniform shape, and I could see where they were a better market to Roma tomato. Because some of the heirloom ones that I have will throw a nice one, but then there'll be like two of them that are weird shaped. You know what I mean? And they're not all like consistent like that. The fruit it is.
Yeah, my Romas were trash this year. Like, I don't even think I actually harvested any and brought them in the house. But all the other ones did freaking awesome.
I bet. Yeah, we got a freezer full of them. Like, we gave a ton of them away. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if we got over 100 pounds of them. So.
Was it you guys that were doing like a Tabasco?
I guarantee it was over 100 pounds. We had 28 tomato plants. That'd be 4 pounds per plant. But I bet every time we harvested, I was, you know what I mean? Like, it was crazy. So I think it's like 4 Roma tomatoes is a pound. So and on average, like,
Are you a salsa or a sauce kind of guy?
yeah, we made all spaghetti sauce. She made pizza sauce, so, like, which was a little
I
different.
think with the Roma tomatoes, there's probably a lot of sauces in there because that's what they're good for.
Yeah.
Salsa and yeah, and they're good to for canning and all that shit. So,
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's got a closet full of spaghetti sauces and that kind of shit.
So come February, the spaghetti invitational will be at Smiley Gardens, probably the garage.
Oh, dude, I'll throw down on some spaghetti contests for sure. Yeah, Jessica makes some killer spaghetti out of that shit.
I bet she is. She
Yeah,
looks like she'd be a good cook. She's a slim woman, if anybody's wondering. She's a very slim, beautiful woman. She's not fat, but she does look like she knows her way. She looks very confident in her way that she goes about life. So I think she knows how to cook.
oh yeah, yeah. I'm spoiled, very, very spoiled.
Was it you guys that were doing like a Tabasco sauce as well?
Yeah, this year we had, well, they're still out there, like, so we're probably not going to do one this year because they're still on the plant and out in the snow or whatever. But I don't know. But yeah, last year she did some with cayenne peppers, so it was like a red hot sauce.
That'd be cool.
I've seen people do it both ways with fresh peppers and with dried peppers, dried and like seasoned, cured, if you will, peppers. Man, I love my hot sauce. Anybody will tell you I love hot sauce. Buffalo sauce, red hot.
The hotter, the better.
Yeah, I
Up to a
dig.
point.
I dig it. No, I no hot, hot. I like. I'll take but like buffalo hot. That's beautiful. I'll take that all day. But yeah, I do like hot stuff. I found a new hot sauce. That's what I'm trying to get to, though. I found a new hot sauce.
And
Shout out to Mount Morgan's buffalo sauce. And I'm like as bad of a hard of a critic as I can be on like weed and shit like that. I'm that way with like hot sauces, buffalo sauces and shit. I mean, I literally like the scale is this bald head right here. The scale is this bald head. You understand? This right here, how well it beads or
I was
drips
gonna say, has it got more?
is the fucking scale of hotness. So you nothing, slight bead across the forehead, yeah, total dome bead, you're about a medium drip, your shit's hot.
Jesus.
Your shit's hot. But
Fun.
this is like such a beautiful dance between this garlic and the pepper that is I've been putting that shit on everything. Literally, I'm like finding reasons to have hot sauce. And by the way, I found a new hot way for hot sauce. Thank you, Campbell's. And that's to add that shit to fucking soup. So now I'm like actually like a chicken bowl of chicken noodle soup, a little ding 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 with the buffalo sauce. It's delicious. Now I can drink my buffalo sauce damn near.
That's funny. I gotta step out though, man.
Go walk around.
Yeah, it's good hanging out with you guys. Always enjoy it. So.
Is it bedtime?
Yeah, I gotta work tomorrow, fortunately.
This is the beauty of retirement. You don't have to worry about that. But that
I
doesn't
did
mean there's
look
not
forward-
work to do in a day. So, but I'm glad that we got time together. Usually you jump off about when I'm coming on. So I'm glad you stayed for a while. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's always good to see you guys. SoCal Eagle.
Appreciate you, brother. Have a great Friday.
You guys, man. That's next weekend. It's not this weekend. It's next weekend.
Yep. Yep.
So we're going to the sesh. I'm looking forward to it. So.
Yes, 30 days has September, April, June, and November, and today's November 30th. So
No doubt.
we're all done here, folks.
All right, man. We'll see you guys.
Later, Smiley.
Yeah, I was just about to say before Smiley started jumping out was next event you're gonna see Eagle walking around with a freaking bottle of hot sauce and a straw.
He's gonna have a holster.
I do enjoy it.
Your helmet full of hot sauce.
Well, if he buys the ticket for the meal for the Thanksgiving, he'll be able to bring his hot sauce, and that probably wasn't the best motion to make, but you know what I mean. I'm not going to try to improve it.
I made a sauce over the summer.
I've literally already kind of thought about the the Grey Poupon in it, like fucking just driving around with my own bottle of this shit. Like,
You know how they've got the
take it
little
away.
things on the table that they set on at restaurants? You can have that in your car, or just bring it out of the console and bring it in with you when you eat.
Just leave it in the cup holder. But
Yeah.
extra cup holder. All I need is one for coffee and the hot sauce. You know what's funny? As far as this goes, I shit you not. I seen it this year. I could think it was at the dollar store here. They had vent holders. You know how they have like the incense or the air fresheners that you can clip
Yep.
on? This was a clip-on dipping sauce holder. So it was like a
when you go
dual.
through the drive-through and you just can't make it home.
It was
on
a
the
dual
driveway.
holder of your dipping sauce.
People, personal control. Wait till you get home to eat that shit. Unless it's so far, it's going to get cold.
Oh man, I throw down as soon as I pull away.
Well, back in the day, I used to eat right in my car, but it was a horrible, horrible habit for me to have. Horrible. Yeah.
Worst part in life for me, as far as that goes, was when I had long ass hair.
I want a picture of that shit, by the way.
Long ass hair, fucking driving that fucking. This is no word of a lie. At this point in my life, I have several vehicles, but my favorite vehicle was this pearl white low S10.
Oh god.
Stick. Motherfucker was a stick. That bitch got stuck on everything. And you get the slightest bits of ice and flat ground, that truck was literally going nowhere. You'd have to fucking have somebody push you off that fucking
6 inches of
low ride
I'm gonna
thing.
be shoveling, and then I'm gonna be stopping.
But anyways,
I think it was meant to be in the snow.
pearl white fucking little S10 that said all blacked out windows. It said and the rated the movie rating boxes
Yeah.
said rated R, females under 17 not permitted without mother or older sister, is what it said in gold writing in that pickup truck. And that thing was a stick. So driving around that thing in the summer with that fucking bass so kicking, trying to eat or drink anything between shifting gears with that window open and eating my hair and drinking my hair was probably the worst experience of driving around. And it's a good thing that they don't make sticks. Sticks are fun to drive, but there is no fucking way you can eat and drive comfortably in a stick. Not in the city.
No.
You got to be on you got to be on the freeway on a road trip where you hit fifth gear, and that's when you start eating, and you're not going to be out of fifth gear for the entire time you're eating.
Yeah. Yeah, I test drove a stick shifter in April when I bought my car, and I didn't even go 2 blocks. I just turned around and went, yeah, it was fun driving a stick again. I don't want it. Thanks.
They're still making them? I didn't even think that was an option
Oh,
anymore.
fuck, a 6-speed. I was like, I had to go me, and like, oh god, this is. I've gone 2 blocks and I've already shifted way too much. Time to bring it back.
Yeah, most stick shifts now you got to order.
Yeah. And they didn't.
But I'll tell you what, that
That
is
would have been cheaper, but no, wasn't any cheaper being a stick.
a stick shift is the ultimate fucking theft deterrent nowadays, though.
Too many people that know how to drive a stick. That's true.
Yeah, Red Center's got a stick shift truck. His Bronco's a stick. Beautiful Bronco, by the way, red. Love the color. It's kind of a soft powder blue, but it's not a real light one. It's a couple shades down, muted. Real pretty.
I'll tell you what, I love a stick shift over an automatic. But the older I get, it's like I'm kind of starting to like that automatic with the cruise control and the heated seats and the freaking steering wheel heater.
Yeah, the bigger vehicles, I don't think I would mind driving a stick because you are longer between your shifts because of the size of the engine. It just is. That's the way it is. But those little ones that you're fuck that. I can't do it.
Real. So many crazy memories with that truck right there.
I had a 5-speed Camaro Berlinetta 1979. I love that car. I loved it.
It was notorious for that because the bass was so loud.
Oh,
Yeah.
were you one of those people?
Hey, well, yeah, I was back then. Fucking would rattle the ground loose, so the dash lights would flicker, and actually, if you'd let it go, the fucking headlights would blink too, and I'd have to reach down and tighten it up with the one hand and shit because I knew right where it was.
So I'm gonna let you off the hook on this one. You got a picture of yourself with hair sitting around anywhere?
Hmm.
Actually,
I do, to be honest with you.
Could you maybe show the camera? I'd like to see that.
All right, we'll be right back. I actually know what, and then yeah, this is perhaps a chance and luck. I'm hearing back.
Okay.
Holy shit. I think we've been trying to get able to show that for a couple of years now.
Seek and you shall find. Ask and it shall be given unto you.
Right?
At least that's what they say.
I'll tell you what, I used to have, super long hair, the long goatee. I'd get on like the trolley. People would get up and move.
Do you look that dangerous?
Yeah, I always look like a thug. And then, they get up and move. And I'd be like, you can have your seat back, ma'am.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, those are usually the nicest people.
Here's one for you, Blue Kiss.
Oh my God, dark hair. Oh my God, and a little stash. That little stash is perfect.
That was at that point. But hold on, I'm gonna go for him. Oh, these are actually that's the picture. You know what I mean? That other one was a picture of the picture.
Yeah, that is the picture. Yeah, I could see that. I'm just not used to seeing you with anything except.
I think I've actually got a picture of me sitting in the back of that truck. I don't know if it's right here. Oh,
he hit a good one.
Here's here you can almost see the well, yeah, you can see the ponytail if you look hard enough. This is me when this is fuck.
Big screen yourself, dude.
This is oh man. This is me when my first daughter was born. So this is me 29 years ago. Right.
Oh my God.
That's me and 5 generations of my family there. That's
Oh, you're a happy fucking bunch. No, I know how those pictures went. I was back in that era. That's a great picture, actually. That's nice that you have that.
So, and it's all right. There's me a little later, my baby. So I didn't meet my dad until like later in life, okay? And actually I didn't meet him until, oddly enough, I was 28. Yeah, that other picture isn't here. Bummer. I didn't meet him till I was 28. And at that point, I had broken my foot and was hanging out after work as like a bonus to get my pay. And the tile guy that's working there says, hey, you know what, man? You look really familiar to me. And I'm like, yeah, well, you don't look familiar to me. You ever been to here? You ever been there? I'm like, oh, well, don't you know this dude? Nope, nope. Day 2 goes, and actually, that was, if you followed along through the years, and you may remember, that was, I jackhammered my foot.
Yes, I remember that story.
And then I had to say that I worked for the Mott Company at the, or Mott College, Mott Foundation, as one of their like head carpenters. And so in order to get my full-time pay, I was working 70 hours a week at the time. And that was a long time ago. $20 an hour, fucking 70 hours a week. And they agreed to pay me my full-time pay, or they were going to pay me 70 hours a week. They were going to give me my check. All I had to do in return was come in and sit a couple hours a week or a couple hours a night after everybody else went home with the tile guys. So that's how I get to sit with the tile guys and get to know. So second night of this, he comes back and he's like, man, it's killing me. You look really familiar to me.
I know you. Somehow I know you.
Yeah. So I started asking questions of him, and come to find out he works for what I know now is my uncle. All I ever knew of my real dad was the tile connection. We're all tile guys. Like if I would laid tile professionally, I'd be the 5th generation of like amazing tile guys.
You have your father's name correct?
Yeah.
And that's not that unusual. It's an unusual name. It's not that common.
So, and there's so much of that. This story literally hours. So, yeah, I mean, if we took it all the way. So, sit there and I find out that he's a tile guy, and he ends up that the only thing I know of my dad, and that whole side of things is tile. This tile, his brother owns a tile company, and his name is X. I'll leave that out of it because the name of the company is X's Tile. You know what I mean? And so I'm like,
ding 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 ding.
I bet you. I'm like, could be my. And he's like, that's it. And we mentioned the Florida connection. I knew my real dad was in Florida somewhere. Da, da, da. He's like, that's it. I know your dad. And his name's XX. And I'm like, yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
He says, you know what? He's up here and working across the way. It was literally like 3 or 4 blocks. The YMCA, there you go. Flint is right across the highway from this. If you're ever in Flint, want to see some beautiful shit that I've done, restored, 2nd Street and Chavez are some amazing some of my work. You'll be super impressed. But right across the street from that is the YMCA, and they say, oh, he's working right over there. They're redoing the fucking pool over there, and he's tiling the pool. So fucking I go over there, and we agreed for lunch next day. I go over there, and there's other shit that leads up to this, but I go over there, and he just kind of looks at me, and he's like, what do you want from me? I'm like, nothing.
Good to see you. I just want to meet you.
Yeah, we had lunch. ask a couple questions. I want to curious about, where I get some shit from. But what the thing about this is, like, I had made a prior attempt and was like, no, no deals. You're fucking whatever. Shot down, disregarded. And so now I meet him, and there is, well, this is him.
Oh, look at you.
This is me.
With the porn stash.
You know what I
Porn
mean?
stash and porn
At
stash.
this point, we're literally like looking in the mirror at each other. I mean,
Little
just
round Irish heads.
twins. And yeah, so at that point, it was pretty obvious that I was his son, whatever. And yeah, that's how I got to meet my dad, was through that experience of hanging out there. And
Was that a very
whatever.
odd experience for you? Was it kind of surreal?
It was very surreal. And yeah, it's been a crazy ride. Another caveat to that story is, man, I've lost anything to family to regrets. Mom, early on, passed on. She was only 45 when she passed. I met him and he passed, came and went before I could really, and then there was, of course, the man that raised me, whom I was dropped off on his porch when I was 6, and he raised me until I was out on my own at 15. So.
Is he still on Earth?
No, he passed on at episode 50.
No.
During the COVID, and Smiley stepped in that night and interviewed GW Smoke.
That was great of Smiley to do that. I'm sorry you lost him too.
Yeah.
It's hard to be the
All
top.
of them with regrets. I never had,
I'm sorry.
whatever.
Never got to close any books, or
No closure on all of it. Yeah.
even with closed books, death is just such a rotten way for things to end anyway. I've had so many things I could have and should have said to my parents, more my mother than father, because she was more cognitively there. But all I could come up with was "I love you," because I did not at that point want to go deep. It's like, if you wanted to go deep, this is not it. She's trying to die. Jesus Christ, And so all I could say was "I love you" over and over, and she knew that. But yeah, even if you got time and really want to get something out or said, hard to do. It's just a weird situation. So I can't imagine trying to build a relationship and then having it cut off really quick like that.
Oh yeah, it was too. And I've talked about this in a few episodes too, that grudges, wow, that's been my biggest demon my whole life.
Holding on to that anger.
And I'm learning, I'm good with it now, but before, all three died with some type of grudge between us. Unfortunately, my man who raised me, my father, was cannabis related. My mom was issues between me and finding my real dad. We never spoke. We had, there was harsh words on an answering machine. Then she passed, and then my real dad gave me advice on my marriage that didn't sit well. It's saying rang too true to why he disappeared and the reasoning in the disappearance, and
Triggered you, did
didn't
it?
sit well, and I didn't talk to him for a very long time.
Totally triggered you.
Came up here and tried to make amends, and
Your
I
pride
went
said
through that
no.
as well, and then he passed away like 2 weeks later.
I'm sorry.
So grudges are a thing that I try not to keep anymore, and they're hard lessons learned. And when I talk about, burying the hatchets and all that good stuff, and being grateful for the time that we have with people, and not, trying to be superficial about
Exactly.
stupid things,
Be as human and as real as you can be, and without being hurtful. And fuck, you got it whipped.
uh,
You I've got flaws in my own personality that I work on all the time, but the one thing that does come up consistently, which I'm glad about, is that I'm honest and real, and you're not going to get bullshit from me, and that's the truth. And sometimes I don't polish those turds before I present them, but they're real. So that's all I can say.
Yeah, I don't even know how to polish them.
Yeah. I know some
think
people that are real good at turd polishing. So much, and you don't even recognize the turd as they present it to you.
oh, there's a good reason why I haven't told my story, why nobody sat down and flipped me yet.
No, I'm thinking that we're going to just get little puzzle pieces throughout all the episodes, and I think we just pulled out a few.
Yeah.
All we got to do is stitch them together.
Somebody may will someday, but yeah. It's been a crazy ride, and
Thank you for showing your pictures, though. I actually thought you had lighter hair, and I should have known better. I saw pictures of your daughter, and they just look like little eagles, but they color their hair too, so I can't really.
in earlier life it was like a sandy golden brown.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking was.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was thinking too.
Crazy times. Did you think it was that question was going to lead into all that? Because I did.
I was glad it did, to tell you the absolute truth, because I like to know the people I'm around and things about them. And if I consider you a friend, and I do, I want to know more than just who you are on this show. A little in depth. And I mean, we've been camping twice together now, Eagle. We should know these things about each other.
Well, that's another thing too, is I've come to learn in the last few crazy years is, some of that shit you think you've gotten taken care of until you're like, I think that is the midlife crisis, is, dealing with some of that shit you didn't quite, you just buried down somewhere. And that's one of the reasons I haven't talked about it, because a lot of that shit I've just kind of recently had, some kind of closure with or worked through, and so, yeah, eventually, some ways, it'll leak out.
These things are good to come out and talk about, frankly. And I gotta say, I was at the gym. My husband, which, if any of you saw my episode, he took a long, hard alcoholic death. And this gym I belong to is a little upscale, and there's doctors and stuff there. And I was in the hot tub, and there was this guy there. He identified as a pathologist, actually, and he was asking me about my marital status. And I said, "Yeah, I'm a widow." And yeah, well, do you mind if I ask you how your husband died? And I said, "No, I don't mind. I'll tell you." But I didn't polish any turds. And I was like, "Yeah, sorry to have laid all that on you." And he's going, "Well, I did ask." And I thought, well, I did tell him, I said, "Well, seeing you were a doctor, I thought you could handle some of the grislier details of it. Sorry, I kind of messed up your relaxing time." And he's like, "No, that was fine." But I'm never going to do that again. I'm just going to keep it real simple and yeah. In his sleep, he died in his sleep.
Yeah. I'm not sure. It'd probably be a decent way to go.
In your sleep? I don't think anybody actually dies in their sleep, unless they are comatose. I think you wake up before you go.
I think the best way to go out is to come and go all at the same time.
Oh, he's gonna want to fuck.
If you're lucky, so go.
I'm sorry. I am sorry for the last woman you fuck. She's got one of them killer pussies.
Right.
And on that note,
so
I already know I'm going out. I'm going out, and it's going to hurt.
Yeah, I'm thinking there's going to be motors involved, and
yeah.
Nah.
Probably two and two wheels, the motor and two wheels at least. Well,
Thanks, Cannabis. I got a lot of I believe we're gonna fucking maybe be here a while, long while.
what's that?
Healthy cannabis. Fucking weed.
Weed? Oh yeah, weed's gonna be
Young
real.
and healthy for quite some
I
time.
think weed is keeping us. I mean, look at you, Eagle. Look at me. I mean, I'm not bragging or anything, but for old lady, I'm doing okay. I think.
Yeah, I'm tell you what, I'm 25 years past what I thought my expiration date was.
Well, congratulations. I never thought you'd make it to 50.
Almost.
Almost. How many years? 2?
I got one left.
1 left. Yeah, you can make it.
Yeah.
You know what? 50 was an okay birthday. I like 50 better than 40. 40 I thought was kind of sucky.
Yeah, after 21, they all suck.
Is that how it goes? 21, I was already ready.
My best birthday, my best year, I would say, was my 33rd year. In my 30s, early 30s. I had a rocking it in my 30s. I love life then, and everything was good.
Okay.
Already sitting, life turned into the grind, doldrums, and when I turned 50, again, I don't know what happened.
My 30th was what made me quit drinking alcohol in any way, shape, or form.
How sick did you get?
Oh, I was hungover for about 9 days.
Any
It
specific
was
alcohol that really did it to you? Tequila made me
Jaeger.
again.
I was Jaeger and Red Bull.
Ah, Jägermeisters.
Went out 3 nights in a row, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night, because I had Monday off work, and each night I just got freaking schnockered on Jaeger and Red Bull.
Wow.
And Sunday night, I remember I was at a pool hall, and then the next thing I was crawling across my front lawn.
Oh
So,
my!
yeah, I don't remember getting in the house. I don't remember any of that.
Taken from you.
So here you go. You get another little piece tonight. Oh, you guys are just digging today. So I can quit drinking. I haven't drank in 29 years. Fucking I gave it up with my first child. As part of,
Congratulations.
yeah. Well, being a father and all that was like, okay, we're change your life. You're not selling weed anymore. You're not selling weed anymore. You're not doing this. And you're going to do this.
And you're not drinking.
And so at that point, I was like, well, with the new child and not selling weed anymore and trying to go straight with making an honest dollar, I got to do something. So I quit drinking as part of being able to pay and put diapers on the newborn baby and all of that, and never look back. Never look back. As a promise to my child, there, I last drink of alcohol was the day she was born. Unfortunately, I hadn't, and I was pretty liquored up on the way. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to anybody when I say I was pretty liquored up on the way to.
He was blitzed when he got his first kid born, but after that, good.
Yeah.
That's a good one to give up if you're gonna give any of it up. But did you go maybe sell the occasional little bit of weed here and there? Maybe. Allegedly. Allegedly is a beautiful word.
So I think we'll walk it down to the 20. The last few episodes we've been kind of leaving with the dab song. So if you guys want to stay and hang out to have a dab on 20, well, that is the goal. We got
After the 20
minutes.
Okay, let me go get a little.
I'll hang out, but I cannot do the dab thing.
I will do the dab. I'll be right back.
You can still stay.
All right. All right. Last time I did a dab, was at the High Times Cup, and we drove to Palm Springs before we realized we were going the wrong way.
Yeah.
Took us 2-hour drive there, and it was like a 4.5, 5-hour drive home. We went fucking 2 hours the wrong direction.
No shit. I've been there. I've been there, and I've actually came home from a cup. Shit, that was like last year, and drove 45 minutes past my exit.
I hate when you do that.
I mean, yeah, I can see maybe one or two, but like literally, like
It's like, where the fuck is I going? Where am I now? Why is this happening to me?
it was a good time. That was a fucking good one right there. I believe that was the organic. Yeah, that was the organic cup last year, last November. Good stuff.
Hour and a half out of your way.
It was too. It was so cold and miserable and snow. I think maybe the snow had something to do with it.
Yeah. All that snow just disoriented you, so you didn't know where you were.
Oh, that was one of the nights that. Oh God, that night was a little torturous too because I came home late and fucking hungry as fuck, man. These indoor events kick my ass, man.
It's because all the air is all saturated with cannabis THC, and you just keep breathing it, and you don't know why you don't ever come down.
Every breath is weed and shit. Even when you went outside at that in particular event, it was like bellowing out, just like
you just rolled out on the cloud.
Yeah, it's like fucking you every breath like that. When I was there from noon to midnight, both fucking days, and so every breath was like weed, 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 weed. And then I fucking on the way home, I left about midnight, just easy traffic, and hungry as a motherfucker, and every like McDonald's sign, 24 hours. I'd like, I don't fucking want feeling McDonald's, but I'd pull off and it'd be closed. And everything around it would be closed. Oh yeah. It was like right, and they're still that way. I went through there not long ago, and them signs are still fucking lying to you, I'll tell you. But fucking COVID
squashed it. Spray paint and correct things.
Oh man, but it happened. I tried like 10 times on the way home that night to fucking pull off and shit in Lower Michigan. Just denied.
What day of the week was it?
Eating at gas station food. Pardon me?
What day of the week was it?
Well, it was Sunday. It was a Sunday because I had stayed Saturday and Sunday, or Friday and Saturday, and left Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday nights, Michigan just folds up.
Snowing. I got so excited. And that's the thing, too. I hate McDonald's, but...
It's just to have something.
Yeah.
French fries are edible.
Yeah. And then the events, too. Even after that, drive home and all that, man. I throw down for like 3 days consistent after those indoor weekend events. I mean, I literally can't get enough food. You talk about the stoner munchies. 3 solid days of just eating everything.
Even the outdoor events, man. All you got to do walk around is walk around the event and you're high.
Yeah, we throw down.
I don't know if they do it. I don't know if they do it the same out here as they do it out there. But the last cup event I went to, every single booth you went to had free dabs. Yeah. They'd come out with just cookie sheets and be like, want a free dab? Here's a free dab.
There's enough to go around. Certain people will give dabs, and a lot of them don't anymore. But yeah, like I said, the first dab I ever did, Mrs. Fergrola gave me, and it was a free one. And I said, I've never done one. Please don't blast me out. I'd like to maybe enjoy it and do another one some other day. But she didn't. She treated me nice.
I seen a slowing of it here in Michigan when High Times came through, and I think it was like 16, and it was every booth had to giveaway dabs, and people, because that's always been the beauty of them events, is that they draw in people from all walks of life and all ages, and them dabs were dropping people like a fish in a barrel all day long.
There is seats just behind the dab booths for people to drop down on and get right before walking away.
Yeah.
I did when we were at that down south, what was that event that we were at last one you and I were at when I made the Weed Nerd sign.
Oh, that was Heartland.
Yeah, when we were there, there was one spot where they had it was a dab thing and everybody got a straw and this like basin just filled up with the vapor and you just sucked it was bizarre, but it was so cool. I wanted one. It was a perfect little party thing. Everybody had their straw sucking up the vapor. Yeah, I loved it. And it didn't float out above. I don't know how there must have been something that was circulating it up but yeah, you just went to your little station and sucked it up and it's a beautiful thing.
You know what put me on my ass at the cup is the root beer float.
Which
It was,
was
well, it was hotter than shit outside, and I'm thinking like, wow,
regular
root beer
root beer
float. That
float?
sounds, yeah. I was like, that sounds good as hell. I'm gonna get one. I didn't realize they were medicated, heavily, heavily, heavily medicated.
I can do medicated food. It doesn't hurt me. In fact, I sometimes feel bad doing medicated food when I'm hungry because that's why I'm doing it, because I'm hungry and somebody's not going to get that and get high. Oh, well, sorry.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, I actually thought about putting in an entry into the medicated food for the Thanksgiving, but next year, I think instead of flour, maybe I'll do that. Because I do make a kick-ass edible.
I like some edibles, that's for sure.
One of my buddies asked me way back in the day when the dispensaries and all that shit were kind of new and they were a novelty out here. I went into one of my buddies like, hey, get me a candy bar or something, I was like, all right, cool. They had Reese's peanut butter cups, full size Reese's peanut butter cups. So I got him, one package. It was 2 peanut butter cups. He ate them both. He was in his truck the next day at work. And that like those alcoholics that just permeate that like alcoholic sweat.
You smell like weed, did
Yeah, he smelled like freaking weed like crazy. He passed out in his truck. That shit was hilarious.
Oh, that's funny.
One of my favorites are the Buckeyes.
The peanut butter Dulios.
Yeah, the peanut butter balls covered in chocolate. You can infuse both with a little bit of coconut oil.
Yeah.
Lightly whip that peanut butter with it, and then infuse the chocolate with the oil or butter. I like
butter. I really do. I really like my butter. In fact, that's what I should have entered was my compound next year. Never mind. In case somebody wants to do it this year. It's too late anyway. But I make a really kick-ass compound butter, which is kind of tastes like a praline, however you want to say it, butter.
Call me a freak or whatever, but I love the
whatever
fucking cannabis. I do. 11 cheers. Fucking I do. I really enjoy the taste of cannabis. So if it seeps through in like a butter or whatever, it don't bother me at all. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like it at all.
I think by making edibles and with certain things, distillates and stuff like that, it definitely, again, now it's intent. It's back to the intent. I think once you start making them with distillates and stuff like that, you've removed a lot of stuff along the way, and it's not as medicinal. It's more of a recreational type vibe, or suited for recreational, I guess. I don't know. Just my opinion.
I can't do the edible thing at all. It hits me way too hard.
and it doesn't. I do eventually get high, but when I do finally get high, it's like it's got I'm tumbling off a rock face and I'm finally gonna smash, and I smash down really hard and I get really high, like hallucinating high, and I don't. When I hallucinate, I'll control it with my medication that I do get high on. Speaking of medication I get high on, dabs.
Just saying, I'm not gonna deter you.
Y'all out there want to do another dab with me? Help an old girl out. Come on, dab with me. Don't make me feel like I'm doing them alone.
I don't have
No,
no
last time I did that, I ended up in Palm Springs.
I love my little Dr. Dab or two. Dump it over and it doesn't pour out any water. It's a good little traveler.
them little things you've had. And every time I've seen you, I've always said, well, for a portable device, 100%. You know, I found recently a bunch of like my old school like pens. Pen pens, remember the old ones with the
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, ceramic bowls and the little coils, and but had the glass dome. You had to have the cool glass dome and shit. But I found a bunch of those, and them things were always. I thought them things always hit well. The old fucking ceramic bowls and some just good old hash.
You know, we seeing a lot of stories in there, pardon me for coughing, about people losing days and here losing days. And I really hate seeing people do that are fairly new to the cannabis, because sometimes it turns them right off. And yeah, I'd like to see our community actually grow. I think that's what we should have a membership drive and try to get some of them outsiders onto the YouTubes. Pyramid scheme for getting new recruits.
I think we should have like, maybe even if it's 420. That it would be a good day because worst case they could take the gift and put it outdoors somewhere.
That's
But I
right.
think that we should be like to recruit. We should be having like a give a clone day, even if that's for like 420, to where like all the growers, all us growers, fucking take a bunch of cuts. 420, literally just put them in people's guts. You know what I mean? Just put them as they walk by a clone, boom, right there in their belly, boom. Because what I kind of my thought being about that is, you know, people may take that pack of seeds, and we're all kind of guilty of it, and maybe,
Put it somewhere.
somewhere, or you know, fucking give it to somebody. But a plant is a life. You know,
kill it
that's
or you grow it. Those are your choices.
yep, yep. Now that's you're right on. A lot of people just don't have the heart to sit and watch something die. You know what I mean?
I know it's hard for me to kill a plant.
So
A regular plant grower, somebody who's growing plants just to grow plants all along, they just don't kill plants. They don't. It's not in their genetics to do it. Did you
I
hit
think
me? Oh, there you go.
I, it would be fucking really good. I think that's what needs to happen because, you know, as much as people enjoy cannabis, you know, I don't think they really believe or understand how much they'll really get out of the cultivation side of cannabis. And to me, I mean, I enjoy smoking, and I enjoy smoking while I'm gardening, and that's probably one of the best experiences right there, smoking in my garden. But
But I do
yeah,
too.
it's an
Our
amazing
plants seem
addition
to
to
be
anybody.
dangerous or even trying to grow.
And then when we go to the polls and everything like that, we'll have a deeper, wider roots in our fight, you know what I mean? Because people experience cannabis on another level other than that recreational experience they have. You know what I mean? I think people will be more prone to stand shoulder by shoulder because the growers do. You know what I mean? So if we have more growers, we've got a giant stake and wider stake in the fight.
Well, it gives you a whole different appreciation for the plant, though, too, when you actually grow it. If you go into a dispensary and buy it, and it's just, yeah, whatever. But when you put all that time and effort into growing that and taking care of it and trimming it and getting your cure right and all that,
Well,
that's a whole
I
different
didn't know
experience.
that's what the flowers look like on the plant.
Right.
Thought that when I first started growing it. Oh, I didn't know it grew quite like that. Oh, okay. Oh, I see what it's doing. Now it's spiraling up. Now it's filling in. Okay, it's making the coal is a cone, and I can compare it to the physiology of other plants that are growing in my garden, how they grow, and how they fill in, and and
As far as beauty goes, I'd put that against any friggin' rose. The cannabis flower versus any other flower,
Yeah.
ornamental flower out there.
But I don't know if Red Sutter Farm and Becca are still in chat or if they've moseyed off to bed, but
Hopefully.
they
They're
got married this year, and in the centerpiece at their wedding reception, they had the cannabis flowers within the bouquets.
badass.
Yeah, it was.
That is badass.
Oh, that she grew most of her own flowers, just because flowers don't cooperate with you and grow when they're supposed to. She did fill in a little bit from other sources, but for the most part, it was all of her wildflowers and then the cannabis flowers, and then the little bit of fill. So yeah, dream come true with doing your own floral for your wedding. See, these are the things that cannabis could do. Of course, they have an affinity for cannabis, so made sense.
Man,
420, you are a weed nerd.
1 minute warning.
Yeah.
And I was rocking out that Led Zeppelin pre-show, and man, I was just thinking about the days of like growing up. Man, cannabis has always been there, always been there. I've kind of alluded to that a little bit. Talk about it now that I talk about it a little bit more freely now that he's passed, but cannabis has always been there. And I remember in my childhood, man, hearing that Led Zeppelin, and from then to me, dragging those big old house speakers out into the yard and just making pretty much that country front yard your living room while you played frisbee, whatever, barbecued, even barbecued, but it just made me wish, man, we could do that in like a larger
clips speakers. You say that it's clips.
The clip speakers.
Clips. Who thought to name them that? That's just wrong.
Yeah, that'd be a good time.
They were huge. They were freaking huge.
Sorry, Blue Kids. I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's okay. I love the song.
All right. Well, hey, I'm gonna jump out of here and let you roll with the dab song. Lucas, Eagle, fuck you for having us. Chat, fuck you for being here. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Be well, brother. Thank you for popping in. It has been nice to do the dab song last few episodes. If I could just get back to normally doing the shout outs again, that'd be good. I miss it.
And I'm so glad you did it when I asked you the other week.
It felt good. I was glad, to be honest with you. It really felt good to get through that list. And it's true. Back to that's part of tonight's story alludes to, that shout outs list. It's part of that, evolution there that has made me build that gratitude. You know what I mean? For the people that's taking place in this, for all of it, for all of it, you know? Time has taught me one thing: we don't know shit, you know? So we have to appreciate all the fucking everything we have in the moment, you know what I mean? Life's too short for all of us. I mean, think about your days right now. Your living days are like, man, these days aren't long enough. Our days aren't long enough right now, man. I wish I had more time. Longer days.
Working on my last 20-year goal, so boxes. Trying to do my last quarter of life.
Well, Miss Blue Kiss, I appreciate you popping in and hanging out with me on this episode 825.1. I don't even know why I pointed one at this time. I know there's not going to be 10 episodes between this and the next one. Tomorrow, actually, as it's pinned at the top of your chats there, Terpy Talk from Instagram, Beyond, telling me his story. And I have some more coming up. They're not going to be consecutive, but they're slowly coming back one by one. So hang with me. There's a lot of future episodes of fucking Talking Shit with Eagle.
It was really nice that we saw Val Always Sweet on Monday or Tuesday. And yeah, I'm looking forward to more. I really am. But until then, I'll let you have your close out and I'll see you later.
Right on. Thank you for popping in.
No problem. Bye-bye.
Have a great weekend. Thank you to the rest of you guys for hanging out on this Thursday evening, episode 825. I greatly appreciate you guys. I hope you had a great week, and I hope you have a great weekend. Moreover, I hope you tune in tomorrow, 10 o'clock, for fucking Talking Shit with Eagle. Me and Turkey Talk, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 7 o'clock Pacific. Till then, the most important part, don't forget to do something nice for somebody. Random acts of kindness do save lives. And if you haven't started to put it together, maybe you will soon. It isn't because I'm still here kicking and breathing because of those random acts of kindness. So please do something nice for somebody. Random acts of kindness do save lives. Thank you, Miss Angel, for letting me borrow myself to Weed Nerds. I miss ya. See you.